What's going on, everybody? I am Ryan A. Polk, and welcome to the wrap up. Saw Dr. Sleep yesterday, which is a sequel to Stephen King's The Shining, and this is also based off a Stephen King novel. Number one reason why I wanted to see it. Never saw The Shining, but after seeing this, I definitely do want to go see it because I'm a fan of Stephen King and also a fan of horror movies. And in this movie, you got Ian McGregor who plays Danny Torrance. He is a grown-up version of the kid that of Danny Torrance, which was the kid that was riding the tricycle through the hallway and saw that those evil set of twins. That iconic scene we know from The Shining. Whenever we see something in reference to it, and this movie, so he has powers, and he has powers, and then he can also communicate with other people whenever he's sleeping, and then shit is like getting more interesting, and he gets he comes across this cult who has the same powers as him, and he tries to stop him, and during that he also meets this little girl who also has the same powers as him. And yes, I should say that like they're both trying to stop this evil cult. And but I don't want to spoil nothing because that's not what I do. I will say that you know this movie, though, it was a good one. I mean, overall it was good. I will admit in the beginning that when it did start, it was kind of slow, and I was getting drowsy, getting ready to doze off. And I'm just like, oh shit, okay. This movie is just so long, which was another thing about this movie. This movie is 2.5 hours long, and I felt like it could have been cut down to just 2 hours exactly. Because it's one of those movies where, okay, it be so long, and you just know that, okay, why they even have all these extra scenes in it? These could have been deleted scenes that was in this movie. But as it kept on going on, I was like, okay, so we're getting somewhere. Now, one thing I will say about this movie too, as well, is that this movie also had some very good special effects. Some of the best special effects I have ever seen in a horror movie, and the acting was good. The actors that are in this movie, is some that like I've never even seen before, and this movie also it was definitely a good Stephen King movie. And however, I will say that like, yeah, this movie, it may, like, if you haven't seen The Shining, I mean, if you haven't seen The Shining, that's cool because you can still see this movie without seeing The Shining because you will get an understanding. I'm just going to go see The Shining because I just want to see, like, okay, like what all happens, and how is this going to fall into, knowing that, okay, we know a sequel is going to happen, which leads up to Doctor Sleep. And Doctor Sleep, though, it's I was gonna say that like it was one of the worst movies of the year at first when I was getting bored with it, but it's actually on a good list of movies for 2019. Doctor Sleep, I do think. I mean, if you're a fan of Stephen King, if you have read the book, I think you will like this movie. I've never read the book before, but but I do like Stephen King's movies, and if you're a fan of Stephen King's movies, I think you will like this as well. It's just one of those movies that, okay, I mean, when you get bored with it, just try to stay awake. Definitely drink yourself an espresso before you go see this movie because the movie does drag, and the movie is also entertaining as well as it goes on. And I will also say that that Doctor Sleep. I think that I do think that Doctor Sleep may, with the way that things that came about, could we see another one? Maybe or maybe not. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, which is why you have to go check it out. And I do think that also that Doctor Sleep, I do think that like it may, like it may become a moderate box office success. I mean, I don't think that it's going to be, it's probably going, it's going to be reaching up to the top or anything like that. But yeah, it's going to, I give it like a moderate box office success. I mean, because, like I said, it was just, kind of, boring in the beginning, but then, start getting insane towards the end. And movies like that, depending on how they are, can be like, okay, yeah, it was good and then bad, but more so good, and really just the part about a dragon was the only bad part about the movie. And yes, you really have to get a good understanding. It may be one of those movies that you will probably have to watch over again, and I might watch Doctor Sleep over again too. So when it gets to the red box, something I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna just rent it and then check it out again to get a better understanding. But I'm gonna try to also watch the Shining before I do that. So for Doctor Sleep, out of 5 stars, I give it 3 out of 5. And for Doctor Sleep's grade, I give it a B. Yes, I think that it does deserve a B. And for the final result, should you go see it or should you wait for it to come to the red box? Honestly, I do think that this movie should probably be waited to come to the red box to go see it, because I mean, despite it being a good movie overall, and also if you're a fan of Stephen King, you should definitely go check it out. I do think that this is something that, okay, if you do go see it, you could be like, okay, I could have waited to the red box to go see it, just by how the way just how everything came about, and how the way the movie had carried itself. So yes, wait for it to come to the red box, and then, well, until next time, this is Ryan A. Polk with the wrap up, signing off.